Hi everyone, welcome. We're here at Bride & Blossom's New York City showroom, and today our flower class is on Autumn Floral Wreaths. I'm Skylar, our Director of Marketing. This is Bianca, our lovely designer, and Bianca's going to take it from here and show you how to make this beautiful floral wreath, which can be hung up or even used as a centerpiece with candles. So Bianca, can you tell us today about some of the florals that we'll be using in some of the supplies?
Definitely. We will start with the greenery that we're going to be using as base for our wreath. We have 3 different types of eucalyptus. We have the feather willow right here, Parvifolia, and the seeded eucalyptus. This is going to be a great base, and the flowers we're going to use, we have a color palette of whites, greens, and burgundy. We are going to start with White Dahlias, very much in season. They come in late summer to fall, and we have a burgundy edition as well. We are going to accent our florals with some white spray roses,
which are really popular, right? You can find them like
anywhere.
Yeah. Grocery stores, delis.
Definitely. Whole Foods has a lot of different variations. And of course you have mums, which are very popular during fall. You can see them as plants, and you can cut your mum plants and use it as a floral decor at home. And it's a great filler. And these guys are called Hypericum berries.
And pit.
And yes, the Pittosporum, another part of our base, which will be going into our wreath as well. And lastly, we have our silver Brunia. Notice the woody stems. These are the flowers that you can dry as well, and that will be probably the last thing that will be alive in your wreath.
And so this 11-inch floral ring, I see you have 2 here. This one is really heavy because we filled it up with water.
Yes.
And where can someone usually buy these floral rings?
So you can buy your floral foam rings in the flower market. They can sell you that, or craft stores around the city, which one of them could be Michael's. That is a good craft store, so you can get your floral foam ring, you can get your wire, you can get your wire cutters, scissors, floral shears, and everything. And next we're gonna go into how to prep your floral foam ring. I'm gonna defer to Sky on how she prepped the foam ring today. Tell us how you started with this.
Sure, we just got a really large bucket and filled it up with water, and then we gently set the floral ring inside. We don't push it down. Bianca told me earlier that when there's air bubbles that are coming out of the foam, it means that air pockets are potentially getting inside, and that's actually what causes the flowers to die, because it's hitting air, not water. But once it's fully submerged, you can see it's a little bit darker, and it's fully filled with water. And because this plate has this back here, you're able to continue to fill it up after you've made your arrangement without really disturbing the piece.
And if you don't have a large bucket at home, you can easily fill up your bathtub, for instance, and just leave your foam rings there soaking. As she mentioned, don't push it in. You don't want any air pockets in between. If the flower stem hits a dry air pocket inside, then that flower stem will not absorb any water at all. We're going to start with this greenery called Pittosporum. And see that I have multiple stems in this spray. I'm going to cut the middle piece and this other long piece, and that way I have 3 whole stems from just one branch. I'm going to clean the bottom of your leaves and give it a cut, and you can start greening your wreath. You're going to do this all the way around and do it about 70%, 60 to 70% coverage. Just make sure you leave room for your flowers and other greenery as well. As you can see, we're about 80% full here. And since this is a wreath that's going to be a centerpiece, I want it to be a little bit higher. And a lot of the pit has some movement to it. Some are flat, some are high. So you can kind of have a little bit of texture and, again, movement with your greenery to start with. And now we're moving on to another type of eucalyptus, which is a Parvifolia. And it has a lot of stems in one branch, so it's very giving. So I like to bunch up about 3 to 5 little stems. And just cut them. Make sure you clean the bottom of your stems again. And notice that when you do that, your hands get a little bit sticky every time, and that's the eucalyptus sap. And now we're moving on to the dahlias, as they need to be in water right away. I have about this much, and these are going to be my focal flowers. In designing, I always kind of think of it as asymmetrical design, so I'm already imagining that I'm going to have a heavy set of flowers here and a secondary focal here, and probably a little bit of accenting here and there. But I'm going to focus here first. We're going to put about 3 big white dahlias, and then the rest will be right here. Make sure to give your flowers a sharp cut. It's good for them, and also it's good for inserting the flowers into the foam. If you are doing it for an event, you can always just open up your rose a little bit, because I know they're all fresh and they look like buds, and they're gonna open in a couple of days. But try not to do it because that will damage the flowers. And the oils in our finger will bruise the flowers. Moving to our accents, I'm using silver Brunia. As you can see, it's a woody stem, and you can care for a flower like this by cutting it and cutting it again in the middle. I usually do slits because they need a lot of water, they absorb a lot of water, or easiest way is to hammer them. I smash them with a hammer and it opens up the stem more. In this case, I'm only going to use the thinner stem and put those here. As I've mentioned earlier, Brunia can dry and last you a lifetime. So we have Hypericum berries. We have about 6 stems to put in. And if you are out of greenery and you still need more, I would suggest cutting it here. And you still have a stem of greenery. And I will just use this part. And this is our finished product. As you can see, I added a candle. You can probably fit 2 more candles right here. And it could be a great centerpiece, a gift for your friend. As you can see, it's working really well. The palette that we chose is kind of romantic, so you can use it for a dinner date. But very good for Thanksgiving. It's coming up. You can kind of spruce it up with pumpkins and other dried stuff for Halloween. And then if your vase is still alive, you can add evergreens to it and some ornaments or glitter to make it more festive for the holidays. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining us, and come back soon for more classes with Bright and Blossom.